I've made over $500,000 in client sales, and I've worked with investor-backed startups, international fighting promotions, and multiple online businesses that are taking home over 100K per month. And over the years, I've put together all of that knowledge and experience and created a product suite that I offer to my clients, which helps them go from the guru model all the way to the asset-backed business model to help them survive long-term in the online business space. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the three main systems that I implement for all of my clients to ensure that they can move away from the hype business style towards operating like a true business and succeed financially long-term. So let's get into it. As you all know, in the online business game, it is so easy to leverage social media and the algorithm to drive traffic towards whatever offer that you create. And it's so easy that people don't even focus on building out a good product anymore. All they want is to leverage the trend. They want to push as many leads into their offer as possible and brute force sales their way into getting money, because that's the focus. It is money. But unfortunately, the issue with those models is that they don't last. And that's why every single season, every single year, you're seeing new businesses pop up, new business models, and new people hopping on the trend to make money off these new business models. But at the end of the day, that game is not sustainable. But you've got more and more people who are waking up and seeing the weakness in that model, because those people who are smart are realizing that in order to survive, it is you have to play the game of time and not the game of money. You have to play the game of survival, and long-term survival at that. And those people are beginning to understand that they need to go towards an asset-backed business model. Everybody who is leveraging the hype model, most people are great at generating leads, but they're not good at building the technical operations to hold everything in place long-term. Most of the time, it's all noise and no fulfillment. Nothing is tracked, and basically everything is freestyled until the trend dies down, the business ultimately ends up imploding, and then they look towards the next trend to leverage. So let's dive a bit deeper into that, shall we? And you're going to get a understanding of why I'm doing this, because I've been in the online business game for quite a long time. And honestly, I'll tell you right now, and I'm sure most of you will agree, the current state of online business is trash. It's such a unique business model that has allowed so many young people like myself and like you who are watching to hop in and make a ton of money. It's been an amazing shiny object, and it's gotten so many people out from being middle class or even in poverty towards being ultra successful. Basically, it's given opportunity for everybody, which is amazing, but it also has its downsides, because when that opportunity comes up and the barrier to entry towards making money with an online business becomes easy, you get a bunch of people who are doing hype offers. And what these are, like I said before, are trend-based offers, which are all marketing and no product. They're using a brute sales approach, which is basically trying to push people into offers through whatever means necessary. And most of the time, these businesses only have a 8 to 12 month business lifespan. You've seen it before. You see it everywhere. People now are just focused on the money, and then once they get the money, they put all of their knowledge into info to teach other people how to make money, and then the cycle goes on. Nothing wrong with that, but at the end of the day, the space lacks true operators. It lacks true entrepreneurs, people who understand that the name of the game is to solve real problems that are going to be there for 5, 10, even 15 years. Those who understand that are now trying to transition towards a asset-backed business over here, which is one with lean teams with an evergreen offer, one that has fully operationalized systems that are taking time away from them and their team and helping them achieve true scale across a long period of time. They also have a data-based sales approach. Everything is tracked, all numbers are known, because if you don't track your numbers, you can't truly scale. You'd be growing thinking that your business is scaling, but at the end of the day, if you are a hype offer where you're leveraging a trend, you're only growing because the trend is high. It's like a bull market. Every trader is an amazing trader in a bull market, but once it gets to a bear market, once the trend dissolves and your sales go down with it, you have no idea why it's happening because it is not tracked. And lastly, these businesses, the ones who see the value in it, are the ones who are built for scale for the next 5 to 10 years. Now, there are multiple ways to create a asset-backed business, but I'm going to walk you through the 3 main pillars that I implement for all of my clients to make sure that they have the foundational infrastructure to have an ABB and to be able to have a system that works for them with minimal human touch that will allow them to focus on the next big steps to take them to their 30, 50, 100K per month levels. And I'm already doing this right now with multiple clients. The 3 main systems are broken down as follows: sales, tracking, and traffic. It's simple. With all 3, you can create a positive feedback loop that feeds the other and helps you grow automatically. Because with traffic, you will get more sales. Once you have tracking to look at where your sales are coming from, you'll be able to change up your traffic, which is going to get you more sales, and where you repeat the process on and on and on and on and on until you get to your freedom number, which is the number that you want to be locked in at, not go any more, not go any less, and that's where you're going to stay happy. So let's break all of these down one by one. The most important first is traffic. The systems for traffic that I implement are very simple. I learned this from a good friend of mine called Saul Hyde, a business coach. She coined the term a trust building ecosystem. Today, everybody's trying to build a complicated funnel with a complicated landing page. They're trying to optimize for the things that don't really matter. But at the end of the day, the currency in 2025 is trust. And that's going to be the same currency moving forward that everybody who's going to be successful long-term needs to leverage. Not attention hacking hacks, not a fancy funnel, it's going to be trust. And the way you generate trust is going to be through content. And the way you're going to generate good content is through volume and through operations, where you have your content engine fully outsourced and structured so that all your inputs are reduced to filming, and then everything is passed on to a editing team and a automated posting schedule to put onto your socials. For my clients, we basically recommend a mix of YouTube videos and short form reels, which are synthesized from the long form YouTube videos, and bi-weekly Instagram story activations that will get the leads who have been warmed up from your content into your ecosystem, your sales ecosystem, and to do so in a way that is automated and structured. Going back to the second part, which is sales. Once people have built trust for you and they've been given the opportunity to hop into your ecosystem, what you want is to have a automated infrastructure that gets your leads from your top of funnel content all the way to a booked call. And with today's technology, it's very easy to build a system that gets everybody without any human intervention from your content towards your booked call page, towards your landing page, towards your VSL or your webinar page. This is something that I call the automated DM infrastructure that I implement with all of my clients that gets them from certain top of funnel touch points all the way to a centralized sales structure, which is made up of a mini VSL and some automated follow-ups. And at the same time, we build out what we call a email middle funnel support system, where whenever people enter our funnel from our content, their email address is also grabbed, and then they go into a automated welcome sequence that points warm leads to all areas of our offer and ecosystem and rebooks the people who have fallen out of the hot sales pipeline back into a call booking or to a landing page. Like this requires minimal human intervention. Most clients that I work with, they have a setter or a human in the loop that works within the system to make sure that people who fall out are put back in and everything runs smoothly. But otherwise, this can run on its own. And then lastly, the final part of the 3 pillars is tracking. Without tracking, none of this can come together. None of this will make sense, because when you're looking at your numbers and when you're looking at your revenue and you don't know where that revenue is coming from, you won't know what to double down on. You won't know what the main focus should be in your traffic or in your sales that can get you more revenue over time. And that's why we built tracking systems. For every client, we have a full custom tracking dashboard that is fully automated. So whenever there are actions that are taken in the DM automation funnel, whenever posts go out on YouTube, everything is put onto a centralized dashboard using Zapier or Make.com so that they don't have to go through the manual process of putting in numbers day by day, which honestly is such a drag. Everybody fucking hates it. I hate it myself. But with the beauty of today's technology, you can automate the entire process and give yourself key insights on what is going on within your business. For example, every single day, we have a automated scraper that pulls in key data on all of our sales processes into a centralized dashboard. And when we then use this dashboard to create multiple views that walk us through our funnel performance, that walk us through our sales performance, and that also walk us through our setters performance, like so. And like this, whenever we look at our data, we get to see, all right, we have gotten X amount of calls booked and X amount of calls closed this week, and our daily inputs were new follower videos. Our daily inputs were a specific story activation. And looking at the numbers, it'll give us insights on what's working, what isn't, and we'll be able to double down every single week on what's working, A/B test A/B test the things that are working to constantly improve them and constantly drive more top line revenue, which is the goal at the end of the day. And the good part about this is that with all of these things working together, the process is structured, the process is automated. Your company is now asset backed. And that is basically it. And with those three pillars that are working for you, not against you, and not taking away your time, you can now focus on expanding that and building more infrastructures that will allow you to scale. Because at the end of the day, true businesses are the ones that last over time. I've been in many offers before that only lasted a few seasons, and honestly, the process is painful. And it attracts the wrong people. You want to be in a system that is something that you're passionate about and that works long-term for you. And my entire goal in business is to make sure that I can build something like that for myself, but also something like that for my clients. So, and that's it. I have nothing else to add to that. So if you're an online business owner who is trying to find ways to operationalize your business but doesn't know exactly how, and this three-part system spoke to you, drop me a message on Instagram and click on the subscribe button, because my entire goal is to help businesses like yours operate like a true company, because that's where true joy can be achieved with long-term success and not seasonal hype. So thank you for tuning in, and without further ado, I will see you on the next.